Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with another layout. This is using one of the page kits that we put together at the beginning of the month, and there was quite a few scraps in there, so by looking at the scraps and printing the photos that I decided to print, it kind of determined the layout that I was going to do. So I had some scraps of cardstock. I printed 3 photos, one at 4x4 and the other are about 2x4. Almost 4, it's 3 3/4. And when I looked at this pattern paper right here, in the center of the pattern paper, to me it looked like a heart of some kind. So I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to take my X-Acto knife and I'm going to take my time and just cut out that center of that pattern paper. That's an older pattern paper from Crate Paper from a few years ago. I've used a different one, but I think I had more than one of this pattern paper on another layout. But when I don't know why, this just reminded me sort of a heart, so I thought it'd be a great sort of layering for my picture. Then I looked at those 3 pattern papers and I was like, what can I do? Can I do 2 strips at the top and then put that in the middle and then maybe put the cardstock in the background? Wasn't really sure, and then I just decided I was going to make 4 blocks at 5.5 by 5.5, and as you can see when I'm cutting them, it's making those little strips, and I'm going to end up using those little strips also, so it worked out perfectly. So instead of putting the 2 gray right side by side, I'm going to put them opposite. And then I did take one of the cardstock, the black cardstock, and I cut it down to about 5 by 5, and then I'm going to take a Project Life card and I'm going to cut it down to maybe 4 3/4, and it doesn't go by 4 3/4 but it's because it's only a 4" by 6". But then I'm going to figure out how to fix that gap. That's going to be, right now I put it at the left side of the journaling block, but eventually I'll put it on the right side. Now that I've pretty much decided how my page is going to go, then it's time to start adding some ink. So I'm going to take a Distress ink in the black soot from Tim Holtz, and I'm going to ink the edges of all the pattern papers and all the embellishments. It does take a few minutes to do that, but I find when I'm not too lazy and I take the time to do it, I really liked, the results. Now, while I'm putting all the embellishment clusters together, I'll just talk a little bit of the photo. So if you've seen the video of yesterday, I talked about how this was, something that we wanted to do this summer. We wanted to walk a 35-kilometer walk on purpose. And then we kept looking at the weather all summer, and we had quite the heat wave all summer. So we waited for a day that it was really sunny, but it only went up to 23 degrees Celsius. So it was a nice day to walk that you didn't feel like you couldn't breathe because it was so warm. And we set out at 9:20 in the morning and we finished at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And it ended up being 2 kilometers longer than what we thought. We ended up putting like $46,000, I wish, 46,000 steps on our Fitbit. And if you see the last picture, it's me soaking my feet. And the title of this is going to be Not Again. Seriously, because if you've been following me for a while, you know that when we went and climbed the mountain 2 years ago, I injured my knee going down the mountain, and I was kind of tiptoeing down the mountain, and because of that, my toe was hitting the end of my shoe and ended up losing both toenails. I was in so much pain. Well, that didn't happen on this trip or this walk because there was no mountain, but it was an old railroad track and they still had some of the spikes that, they had kind of covered, but it's an ATV trail. So some of the spikes were still coming out of the ground and I came upon it and I didn't see it and I kicked it. Like as I was walking, I kicked it and it right on my big toe. So guess what? I think I'm going to lose that toenail again. So it's like, oh, really? It's not as sore as it was the first time. Like it was sore for like 24 hours. I can tell I'm still going to lose a toenail, but at least I can put my shoe on, and it's been about a week since we did that walk. But I couldn't believe it when that happened. But you know what? It's a story for the books, right? So where I did the journaling, I did quite a bit of embellishment there to hide the fact that my card was smaller, and that worked out perfectly. And just to let you know, I just released my second Scrapathon, and it's going to start on September 1st. Although the class is now for sale, so that you can get ready, so that we can create 30 layouts in the entire month of September. So if you're in a scrapbooking slump, it's the perfect way to get out of the scrapbooking slump. The kiddies are back to school. You know, we have all these pictures that we have to scrapbook from our awesome summer. Now it's the perfect time to get a whole bunch of pages done. Now, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit subscribe. If you're enjoying these videos, if you wouldn't mind, give me a thumbs up and maybe leave me a comment down below. And I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.